you fam, Billy Goat Tales, I love it here. Billy Goat Tales, the fam is here. Give us can, give us can, give us can, give us can. We love you fam. We are Billy Goat Tales. We love you fam. Hashtag givers can. We love you fam. Hashtag givers can.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Billy Goat Tales on a Super Bowl Sunday. We appreciate you taking the time to be here with us. And we also want to remind you that we are demonetized right now. So there are no emojis. We are in the appeal process. We got hit like so many others. I think it's just going to be short notice and hopefully we'll get it all cleared up. But no emoji. Sorry about that. But first, let us tell you what we got going on the show. The fear and greed index hit what? 5. It's up a little bit more today, but we want to break that down. We want to talk about that opportunity. Also, we're going to have charts with DDT. He's going to break down the Bitcoin madness. Bitcoin erases the Trump era gains. We'll be talking about that as well. We're also going to be diving into Elon Musk, what he's doing with the merger of his two companies, because I think it has real impact to the crypto narrative. And we're also going to talk about some other AI plays that are out there. But before we get into all of that, let's say hello to our team here at Billy Goat Tales. Of course, Tex-Mex Balmex can't be with us tonight, but we do have Dave Digital in the house. What's going on, Dave?
Dave Digital, I haven't seen him. I've been looking for that guy everywhere, just hanging out. Let's see if I can show my little screen real quickly. There we go. Right there, Billy. Share. So you could see Dave Digital is in a trade. I did make it through a trade yesterday. Made it through this one finally after you guys saw. I showed you my losses on Saturday. But now we're into another trade. Looks like it might be good. So we are looking to see what Bitcoin's going to do. I'm watching everything else. I don't know who's out there buying sold, but sold at $86. Wow. Just saying. That sounds like a deal to me.
I hear that. And we have Jimmy Jim in the house. What's going on, Jimmy?
Going on, Billy?
Good to see you, brother. I know you've been busy.
Yeah, got a lot going on.
Oh, Billy.
You guys like that one, don't you? Oh, man. And we have the Red Man. What's going on, Red Man? Good to see you.
Hey, Billy. Hey, BGT. The market's acting like it's never seen a drawdown before. I don't know.
Opportunity everywhere, man. And we have DDT with us today. Dark Crash couldn't make it. He's on the road, and DDT is one of our core chart guys. What's going on, DDT?
Evening all. Yeah, blessed, never stressed. Watching price action, looking for some bargains to make money over the next few years. So yeah.
Well, good to see you from across the pond. And let's get right in to say hello to the chat. Dave?
Dave's not here, man. Dave's going to say hi to the chat. Let's take a look. Mike Volmer, the mod king, self-proclaimed mod king. Hey, look, I think you're getting some votes from us too. So maybe eventually you'll get actually voted in as mod king. I'm just saying. Pretty good. Mike Volmer, Jesse, good luck is in the chat. Crypto Billy also said good morning to everyone. I guess that was way earlier. Rusty Bot's in the chat. We've got Crypto Budell saying hello. Hello, Budell. How you doing up there in Chicago? We got Jimbo Fett in the chat. Jaron Does Things in the chat. Let me see. Who else do we have in the chat? I think I saw Dark Crash in there. And Redman's in the chat. Look, if I missed you, if I don't have my settings right, please say hi in the chat and we will say hi back.
Yeah, we've been getting 50, 60 between YouTube and X. It's been going good. We're slowly getting some viewers, and that's fine. It moves at the big man's pace, God's pace, if you ask me. So thank you all for coming. I didn't see. I was getting ready to make a comment about Andrea, but she's not here, is she? Okay, so I'll
Well,
leave
are
that
you
for
about to
later.
open in prayer? Is that
Yeah, I
what's
was
going
going to
on?
open in prayer for Andrea, but she's not here, so I'll let that.
You got to
one
turn
slide.
right at the tabernacle.
Got to turn right
Yeah,
at the
turn right
tabernacle.
at the
Always
tabernacle, right behind you.
good things. But let's start off with the bubbles. You ready, Red Man?
Let's go.
We love you,
All right. As you can see, we got a bunch of red today. There's a couple bright spots. Let's get on the hourly first of all. Hey, on the hourly. All right. We got World Liberty Financial. They are up 1.7% in the hourly, up 4.3% for the daily. They're sitting at rank number 31, $2.95 billion market cap. 10 cents gets you one token. That's Wilfi. Caspa.
World Liberty.
Caspa. We don't really talk about Caspa too much, do we, Billy? It's down 2.2% for today. Yeah. Looks like it's still sitting in the top 100, so I'll give them that. They're still in the top 100, sitting at 62, $904 million market cap. 3 cents gets you one Caspa token. Hype doesn't follow the market, obviously. It's up 36% for the year. So I can't really say the same for many other projects out there. Let's go on to the daily. Lots of red. We don't really care about meme coins too much, but I'll go over this one. Meme Core used to be pretty bullish, but now it's pretty bearish. Down 21% for the month. Meme Core, big red bubble. Aster making a resurgence. Congratulations to the Aster people. In the hourly, it's not up anything, but in the daily, it's up 11.1%. It's up 15.1% for the week. It's still down. It's still got some recovery to do. Very popular token, this Aster is. The kids love it nowadays. It's up number 4. It's up 4 spots, number 45. $1.53 billion market cap, 62 cents. Get you one Aster token. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yep, there's that pesky Caspa down there. I'm not really seeing much else in the daily. Oh, Bitcoin got a little green bubble here for Bitcoin. It's up 1.6% for the daily. It's still sitting at number 1. It's fallen below its $1.5 trillion market cap. Still sitting at $70,000. We love Bitcoin here on Billy Go Tales, so I had to bring that one up, Billy. All right. Let's see, what are we going on for the weekly? For the weekly, Pax Gold follows the price of gold. The price of gold is $5,024. That's what Pax Gold is. It's up 5 spots, number 33, $2.31 billion market cap. Trading volume's 145 million. Pax Gold still crushing it. For the year, it's up 74%. Definitely not doing what crypto's doing right now. That's for sure. Good for Pax Gold. All right, let's move on to the monthly. So we had a little bit of more of a drawdown, right? But my biggest thing is, look at this, Billy. Ondo sitting at what, 25 cents right now for Ondo on sale. No. I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm not fudding Ondo. I think Ondo is a fantastic project, and I think it's got a lot of upside. But you're going to catch this puppy on a big-time sell at 25 cents. I'm loving Ondo. It's up 6 spots, number 51, $1.26 billion market cap, $58 million trading volume.
I mean,
Ondo.
as much as we do love Ondo, I mean, it's still 30% down from where we thought the low was at 35 cents.
I mean, look at the yearly. It's down 80% for the year. I mean, and then another 10 more percent, and I think we've found a bottom. You know, it's down 24 spots on the year, and it can still go down more. I mean, all this can go to zero tonight, but I love this project. I like Ondo.
I think it's Jesse's comment. MH. MH.
Oh, yeah.
Everything to zero.
It's everything going to zero.
Muhammad. He's like Muhammad was the guy that called it all right, man. He from the beginning.
Say is another one that's on sale right now. It's down 5 spots, number 81, sitting at 7 cents. Say, I like that project as well. Let's see what other ones are in here. Tau Tal's another one. This is a beast of an AI project, and you're getting it on sale right now for $160. It was sitting at 300. So it's down 6 spots, number 42, $1.57 billion market cap, $164. Man, I remember this thing was way higher. But
it was over 300. Yeah.
Outstanding project. Love the project. Love the fundamentals. It's all still there. It's just the prices. They're giving you at a sale price right now. Hype is up 27% for the week. Can't talk about hype enough. Hype is definitely hyped right now. Let's see on the year. Hey, there's Coca. Coca sticking around 581%.
Coca always does good.
But Zcash is still sticking around, $237 per token. It's on sale right now. It was sitting at $700, and this thing's down around 237. Is this the time to buy? That's up to you and your risk tolerance. But it's still up 106 spots, number 22, $3.93 billion market cap. Give it some respect. Zcash, great project. We love them here on the Billy Goat Tales. I'll send it back over to you, Billy.
Billy, and BNB is only $42 away from your buy zone.
Oh,
Remember when we were talking about it at the $900 range, and you were like, maybe if it gets to 600, I would be interested maybe in that. It's at 642.
yeah. I mean,
It's on sale. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just using personally every bit of extra dry powder to buy Bitcoin. I bought some more today. Look, when fear and greed's this low, and this is something I've said many times on the show. Lifer Sam started talking about this years ago. The fear and greed, and I was like, yeah, man, that makes sense to me. And it's been my MO, and it's been my MO for several years now. So it's just one of those things. I apologize for my voice too, guys. It's actually, today's the best day it sounded. I couldn't even cut my motivational crypto tracks. I have not cut them yet because I couldn't even hardly talk yesterday. I was talking with Biomex, but he heard it. So today's better. So I apologize. Had a sore throat, recovering from that. But with that said, I'm ready to get into that fear and greed indicator and the crypto coin market cap. Dave?
We love you,
All right, here we go. Let me update this for you. Yeah, she's up to 8 now. But it was
up to
down
8. That's
she was
wild.
She was
That's
down
wild,
at 5.
Billy.
Yeah,
She's
I know.
up to 8. Wow. Up
She was
to 8.
she was down to 5. Anywhere in this is extreme fear. I know when I click on it, it doesn't.
Fear and greed
you guys
index
don't
up
see it.
60% to 8.
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
Yeah. So the market, the total market cap, 2.4 trillion, guys. We're down at 2.4 trillion total market cap.
It can go lower.
Oh,
You
it
can
can go
almost-
lower.
Whole market.
We're going to go down into the ones, is most likely. Not financial advice, just what my thoughts are. If you hear the dog barking in the background, that is my dog. And I texted my wife, but she might be outside or something, so I don't know.
Well, you tell it I said, what's up, dog?
Yeah, he's cutie. But like we're saying here, Bitcoin's in the $70,000 range. Ethereum's at $2,100. We get this Ethereum, $1,800 was a good buy back at the beginning of this bull market that we went through. I'm not certain for me that it's a good buy yet. For me,
Might be a good buy, like the other kind of good buy.
a good buy. No, I mean, Ethereum's going to be around in my opinion. I made Jimmy and I both did well on Ethereum in the bull run. I did sell most of mine, but I still have, I don't know, a small little bag of Ethereum. But I would say in the bear market, and it could go all the way to this October, right? It could, if you look at the timeline. So I
Didn't
think
Vitalik just declare war on the L2s or something like that?
yeah, he did.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
I think that we could see Ethereum as a price predictor, I'm thinking I could see going to pick up some Ethereum in the $900 range is what I'm thinking. But we'll see. Nobody
I feel
really
like that's a
knows.
fair price.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm looking for.
That's a price that I would be willing to pick it up at, a big bag of it there. But most, like I said, every single season I come out of, I always come out with the same thing. I needed to buy more Bitcoin. I just need to own more Bitcoin. It's really the only thing I want to buy anymore. I don't want to buy cars. I don't want to buy land. I don't want to buy anything. I want to just buy Bitcoin. I think really that's my focus. I have been buying some stocks, mostly with profits from stocks. So I haven't like put new money into stocks, but I do think we'll get into the Elon story today, but I do think I think Tesla is going to be a great stock to own for what they got going on in the future. And I've been buying Tesla for the last 3 months. I've been buying Tesla stock. But anyways, just the top 10 real quick. We do see that 1 and 2 is Bitcoin, like Red was saying. We do see that XRP down there at number 5. BNB, Dave, number 4, $643. Interesting, very interesting. Solana, $86. Yeah, it's been hovering there. Lifer and I, did a setup, perfect setup. We got in. It was on his live stream, and I made some gains. It went up past 87, and it hit my take profit, and I got out. I didn't leave a runner. I made a nice little trade on that.
I love that you just added in that I didn't leave a runner. Shout out to Alex O Crypto.
Alex O Crypto, yeah. Alex has those. That's one of his 3 main points that he's learned, right? Like he gets better and better and better, and he tells us what he learns, and that's one of the points. Leave a runner, take your profit, but leave a runner.
Yeah, but his words are just now part of our vocabulary. I love that.
Isn't it true? And
yeah,
it's a magic of good people, man.
Yeah.
And Dogecoin number, I don't know why I said Dodge. I'm a car guy, I guess. But Dogecoin down to 0.09 cents. And I could see that getting down in the bear, I can see that getting down to 5 or 6. You know, I can see that getting down to 5 or 6 cents. Again, we've seen it there. And of course, Bitcoin Cash locking in at the number 10 spot. So top, before we get into the top story with fear and greed being at 5, I wanted to make sure, because it's Super Bowl Sunday, guys, Super Bowl Sunday. So we got to talk about the predictions markets a little bit, right? I want to make sure we have time to bring that up before we get into our stories, because I know we're competing up against the pre-show and all that stuff. And Sammy's not even going to go live until after the Super Bowl, because it's smart. He's not a rookie in anything. So anyways, Dave, you ready for the prediction markets? Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
We love you,
All right, so let's go ahead and start right where you're talking about. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Welcome to Super Bowl Sunday. We are going to be done right around the time the Super Bowl's coming on, I think. So, hey, you're in good hands here. So they're saying New England doesn't really stand a chance. Looks like there's 2-to-1 odds that Seattle is going to be the winner. Anybody taking the opposite bet, taking New England for the win? Let us know in the chat. There were a few of them on this first page that I wanted to highlight. So what will Trump say during the State of the Union? Will he talk about Sleepy Joe? Will he say drill, baby, drill? It looks like he's going to say both. Looks like by 2027, will Bitcoin hit 200K? By 2027, the odds are no. Let's see here. How low will Bitcoin get in February? 57.5 or 60K? And it doesn't look like it's pushing that low again. So that's kind of interesting to see that. Who will be nominated? Looks like the Warsh is in. There was something else. Will Sam Altman or Mark Wahlberg attend the big game? I don't think I would vote on that. There was something else I wanted to see. Who's going to be the MVP, Sam Darnold or Drake May? Looks like Sam Darnold is already a 2-to-1 favorite. And I think that's about it. That's the prediction markets as they stand on the trending page Billy.
Amazing, man. Actually been using Coinbase because now you can do it all on Coinbase. And I'm just going to shill them because I love using that app. I don't care. I know there's other creators that kind of joke when you talk about you're a Coinbase guy because they look at it like almost like Robinhood, retail trader. But hey, man, they've done a great job. I've stuck with them. They got derivatives. They got the prediction markets. They got stocks now. I can buy my stocks on Coinbase.
Coinbase is the everything app.
They've made it so handy.
Yeah.
So I did take the bet for New England on the predictions market, and I don't really have a horse in the game, but
Game is more fun if you do a little betty bet.
Yeah, and there's so many gyrations versions that you can take to, like like how the game's going to unfold, and are they going to win by 4 points or 5 points or 6 points, and you can take all of those bets if you so choose. I didn't get into all that. I just wanted to pick the winner, and I picked New England.
Looks like Red's also picking New England.
But it looks like the world is thinking Seattle's going to win, and so we'll see, right? I mean,
Go against the herd.
don't follow the herd. I definitely didn't follow the herd.
Well, I think the prediction markets might be the one place that you do not want to go against the herd.
Yeah. I mean, Crypto Stevo, he had Drake May on his fantasy team this year, and he'll be the first one to tell you Drake May is a stud. Patriots got a pretty good quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't without some education that I put my money on New England. I'm not just doing it because that's where the big wins are at, but because I think New England has a pretty good team.
Well,
they must have a pretty good team. They're in the dang Super Bowl.
Yep.
Shout out to New England Patriots, even without Tom.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. Look, I'm a Browns fan. I've never seen the Browns in the Super Bowl.
Probably never will.
And probably never will, right, Jimmy?
I do every day.
You see the Browns in the Super Bowl, Billy. Don't lie.
Yeah. I see them every morning in the Super Bowl.
You drop the kids off at the boom.
Take the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Take the Browns to the Super Bowl. I do have a lanai, right?
A bidet?
Go outside
Or
with
lanai?
it. I go outside with it. Yeah. So you guys you'll rewind that and it'll come to you, Dave. Let's get into the story, which is fear and greed. And it's amazing, guys. Like I don't recall, and we can probably fact check this. I didn't, but I don't know that I ever has witnessed fear and greed at 5. I until yesterday. So I was like, wow, man, like you almost have to buy just because I've never seen it that low. Now, if we went back since like in 17, 18, 19, 20, I didn't even follow the fear and greed, right? So, I mean, maybe it has before. I don't know. I'm just saying from my time that I've been following it, I've never seen it at 5 before. So DDT might say, oh, yeah, Billy, last in 2021, it was down to 3 or 2. I don't know. But I was like, it's definitely a buy situation. So I had to go in and buy. And when you look it up,
so it hasn't happened very many times, Willie. So 2019 in August, it hit 5, and 2022 in June, it hit 6.
Okay. All right.
So very rarely.
Very rarely. So it was definitely a buy trigger for myself, not financial advice, but I was like, goodness gracious, this has always been good. Like it's always played out in extreme fear buying Bitcoin. And again, shout out to Sammy Cup and Handy, because that was one of the things, we learned these different things from these great people, whether it's Frankie, Alex O, Sammy Cup and Handy, Jason Casper, these different little nuggets. And we're able to put them together and make them ours, right? Use them for our success. And that's what I was able to do. And it's been spot on, man. It has been spot on. And so when I looked this up about fear and greed, it said at this point in time, when I looked this up, it said it was going to continue to go down, falling towards the 5-point area, and it did, marking a clear return to extreme fear territory. These levels have not been seen in several months, it said in this article here, as you can see. So this low confidence environment is not conducive to sustaining consistent demand, meaning until sentiment indicators show clear signs of a recovery, this backdrop may continue to fuel meaningful weakness, which could remain dormant or could remain dominant across the crypto market in the coming season. So for us, it's like a couple things. If you're a new investor out there watching us or someone in the crypto right now, two big things, two takeaways that I had to learn the hard way in crypto. Number one, there is a cycle. And coming from the traditional marketplace, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, puts, calls, warrants, you name it, options, there's really no true cycle. I mean, there's a great big market cycle. There is a 10-year market cycle, but in crypto, it's rigid. And this 4-year cycle has never broken. And you can bank on that until it breaks, right? And so like that can help you with your investment decisions from a timing standpoint. And we're in the bear market right now. And so we could be in the bear market to September, October, November, even could be to December of this year. So when you see the other second thing is when you see fear and greed, no matter if you're in a bull or bear, if you see fear and greed down in that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that extreme fear, man, it has always played out for me. It's been a good buy. So you don't have to be a genius. You know the 4-year cycle. I came in like my big buy was in 2022, November of 22. Everybody knows here on Billy, 2022, I didn't know where the bottom was, but I knew that November of 2021 was the top. And I knew that $16,500 for Bitcoin seemed pretty cheap. So I bought, dumped big truckloads, right? That's when I bought. Okay. Why? Because the cycle. You don't have to be a genius. This year, here we go. We're in October. We said, hey man, October 10th, that was probably most likely based on the timeline. That's top. And we said that on air not because we're geniuses or we know something that somebody else doesn't know. We're just going off of the basic timelines that the cycle gives us. And you don't have to be a genius. You just have to kind of make your thesis and stick to it. And that's the key, whether it's you, me, anyone else. Once you have something that works for you, use it until it doesn't work, right? And maybe it changes. But those two things, fear and greed, 4-year cycle, been pretty doggone good for me. If I could pass on anything to anybody, listen, that's what I would pass on. Pay attention to those two things. And from there, whether you're into NFTs or you're into nodes or you're into trading or you're into any other part of crypto, you just gotta keep grinding down until you get good at whatever that is and really learn that sector so that you can make yourself proud and make some money and do what you need to do. But what do you think about this, Jimmy Jim? Been waiting to talk to you on this fear and greed. Did you buy any at 5?
Yeah, I mean, when it dipped down into the 60s, I picked up a chunk of Bitcoin without a doubt.
Yeah.
And it didn't raise my DCA very much, so I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But
Anybody?
yeah, I mean, it's opportunity time. I mean, I wouldn't bet the farm right now. I mean, I still think we've got time to go down, right, throughout this year. But,
yeah.
I mean, it was an opportunity, and hey, if it goes back up a little bit, I mean, I'm not afraid to take a little profit. Even though I'm pretty against selling my Bitcoin, chances are it's going to go back down further. So,
yeah, it's probably going to go down further from here. And my bet, like the big cycle, right? So all I'm saying is every time it's even went down into the extreme fear, whether I was in the bear or the bull, it never hurt to buy it, because in the bull, if it goes down to extreme fear, you're going to come back up from there. Just like we did that. We did that in 24. So it worked out then, and it works out when you're in the bear, because when you're in the bear, like right now, let's just say Bitcoin goes down further to 40. Let's just make that up and say it goes down to 40. Well, we bought at 60. I bought at 65, 64, 63, 60. I even bought some in this before it's at 70 now. Before I got there, I thought that was a pretty good price. So I'm adding to my bags all the way down. And if it goes down to 40, that's when I go down and grab the big bags, right? So just like in 22, that's when I'm going to come in and really say, I think it's close to the bottom. I will never know that it is the bottom, but it's close enough for me. And it turns out in 22, it was within $1,000 of the bottom, and that's pretty doggone good. And how do you learn this? You learn this through the people that came before you. I learned this through a combination of the creators. I learned this through Frankie. I learned this through Lifer. I learned this through Jason, even the big market in general through Crypto Crow, great creator that adds a lot of content about the general market conditions, not just trading or one sector. And you learn this kind of stuff. And even Altcoin Daily back in the day, they had a lot of good stuff. And yes, I'm going to say it, Steve Owen here. Yeah, I learned it from BitBoy as well. So, there are places where you can go and get great information. That's what we're trying to bring you right here. Anybody else buy any Bitcoin at these levels?
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it 62.
Nice, Red. Yeah. What'd you say, Dave?
Casper
I
bought
bought it 69 420. For
69?
the meme.
What's that?
69 420. 69 420.
You had to, huh? 69 420.
Yeah.
You got
For the
them
meme, the
both.
small bag, but obviously the big. Yeah.
The only thing better than that would have been 67 420, right? 67.
Yeah. I know a few people that were literally buying. They had.
Well, let's pull up the chart, DDT, and let's take a look at Bitcoin and see what is going on with it. Did we lose DDT?
He's muted.
Lost his voice.
Oh, we lost his voice?
Yeah.
We lost your voice, DDT. We got your chart. We can see your chart, but we can't see.
He's
We
muted.
can't hear you.
He might be frozen. Let's look.
Let's see.
Nope. It
Oh, I
moved
see
a little
him.
bit. Yeah, it moved a little bit.
I got your chart back. Got your chart back, man.
So while Darren's getting that back together, Billy,
Why don't you pull up your chart?
do you want to see my chart, Billy?
Yeah, let's pull up your
look,
chart.
see if I can.
Darren,
pull
if
up
you
my
want to
chart.
pop out and pop back in or something,
What do we want to see? What did you want to see, Billy, on my chart?
well, let's just take a look at Bitcoin. Let's break it down.
All right, let's break it down now. Break it down now.
We'll give
Let's take a
Darren
look at
back.
let's take a look at the daily real quick while Darren is coming back. So money flow on the daily is headed out still here. So you've had a little back and forth, but it is still headed out. You got a daily green dot. So let's take a look at the 90-minute money flow crossing into the green. So this could be a bottom for temporarily for right now. So we could continue the general direction to the upside. That's what we could be doing over the long term. Let's take a look on the short term. And of course, this is not built for you guys. This is really built for me, and so I can understand it. But you have a value area here, right? So I traded it from the value area low back to the top, and now I'm doing the same thing from the top, hopefully back to the bottom. So as long as we stay under that value area high, then I expect that we'll come down to this POC at least, and then I'll reevaluate. But more than likely, since those are so close, we'll at least go back through the value area low before we go up to the high. That's what I'm hoping. Obviously, you can't guarantee anything. As I was showing them on Saturday, I lose a lot. So even though I manage my risk, I still take a lot of losses. So
Okay, I should be back.
that's
Yep,
good
you're
advice.
back.
Hopefully.
You're back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think it's a loose connection on the power cable into the USB-C interface.
Yeah, that's what we thought it was. What you got there, DDT? Uh-oh. If you're talking, we're not hearing.
He was talking. We
He's
heard him
muted
just fine. Are you muted, DDT? Poor DDT.
What he's saying is Binance is actually footing the market right now.
Wow, he's been on here 100 times, never had this where we couldn't hear him, but it is what
He
it
had to drop
is.
out. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to go in order, guys, because I lost my schedule. So
Well, while we're getting back in order, let's take a quick commercial break.
Billy Goat Tales.
Billy Goat Tales.
Billy Goat Tales.
Billy Goat Tales.
What is your favorite YouTube channel?
Billy Goat Tales. Hashtag Givers Gain.
Find Billy Goat Tales on YouTube every Sunday. Hashtag Givers Gain.
you gotta love that, right?
We love you, fam.
You gotta love that. That is so cool, Dave. That's another remarkable example of Dave Digital's work right here on Billy Goat Tales. So that's good stuff. Appreciate it. Let's say hello to chat real quick because there's some new people in there, Dave.
Let's take a look and see who's in chat. Billy with the quick draw. Mike Vollmer's still there. We got STL coin. So St. Louis coin is in there. Says, cheers, Jesse. Many blessings. Jesse's in there. Crypto Squid is in there. I saw Badell wanting to hear Jimmy's voice earlier. All Set Analyst is in there. Good to see you, All Set. Crypto Coin Mindset. That's Keith over at Crypto Coin Mindset. If you're not following all his streams, especially all his content, especially the Friday live stream, you got to get over there. Badell's in there. Shuby's in there. Keith is in there. Joe is in there. JR is in there. Affectionately known by our AI friends as Junior. Who else do we got? I think that's everybody. If I'm missing you, Andy came in. Good to see you, Andy. We did do a prayer for you, or we started the show with a prayer.
And do the do. Do the do.
And we've got do the do with the 3 right before the W. So
yeah.
Good to see everybody.
Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Everybody, yeah, we got demonetized, so we don't have our emojis, but we'll get them back. So the emojis, man, we worked so hard to get our emojis. Like the only thing we wanted was emojis, and you have to go through this 2, 3, 4,000 hours of this stuff that YouTube has on there to get them. We finally got them, and we've been having fun with them, adding our members emojis, basically people emojis that represent our members, and boom, just like that, they're gone, man. It's like,
look, man, yeah, YouTube just has never seen a machine like Billy Goat Tales machine. So they just need to write a book about it, and they'll be all right, because they just never seen anything like it. So we'll get it all back.
It's in process. But DDT, are you back with us, man?
Okay, let's try this one more
There
time.
he is.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Let's try it.
let's try one more time. I'm gonna celebrate.
Okay. Chart is up.
All right. So hopefully the voice and everything is okay. It looks as everything is fine. I think I had a bit too much open. Normal story. Don't have a million tabs open, and then your computer won't freak out. So, for what it's worth, basically, we've had 3 weekly candles weekly red candles since we dropped from 98k. This current weekly candle has dropped into this range here, which I'll show in a bit. And obviously, about 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that we had the weekly money flow on market Alpha B cross red. So that, as per how Frankie trades kind of volume profiles markets Alpha B, we kind of generally see this as the start of the bear market based on money flow money flow on the weekly. But then subsequent to that, this week we just had a bit of what I would deem a slide. So basically, it was just a sell program. Someone was capitulating. A big entity was trying to get out, specifically on ETH and Bitcoin, and they folded, and there was just no bounce literally the whole week from last weekend, from where we were open the weekend at like where did you open the weekend? Probably like 83, 84k, literally just straight down into we lost this local profile here, which was between 88 to 89k and down to 80k. This 80.5k low was obviously key, just slid straight through it. Heavy sells, order flow, just shorts, literally all the way down. It was just shorts piling in. Where we bounced basically as well, if this loads, there was spot buying. And at this point as well, what I do look at is when you're looking at order books, specifically a little bit more advanced than what a lot would use. When you start seeing the order books flip from blue, which means they're buying as it comes down, they flip to red, they want to sell as it goes up. That's usually a good thing. Generally, what happened as well is as we hit the bottom, we hit a new range or an old range to the right, which ranges between 60 and 70K. So this was the range before Trump got elected, literally from February 2024, I think it was February 2024 to November 2024. And obviously, we pushed out of that all the way up into new all-time highs within a matter of months, kind of in 2025, within a year after that range. So for now, we bounced from value area low. I was quite surprised. We literally just slid straight through and bounced off 60K. At this point, I thought it might have not been so quick, but because the move down is quick, it could also mean the bounce is quite quick as well. A few people that I follow, I know, were also looking to buy at 60K. Kind of that was their start point for buying spot Bitcoin. What we subsequently have had is kind of weekend price action or Friday bounce. Yeah, it was Friday. V-shaped recovery, and we've just been ranging kind of between 67, which is the POC of the range, and just above to like 71, 72K. At this point now, my thought would be with Bitcoin, if that doesn't move around and I actually lock the fib. So for now, I'm watching a retest, basically again now at 67K of the POC. Things are starting to kind of 1 to 4 hour and mid time frames are starting to get a little bit overbought. So hopefully we get a little bit of a pullback. Ideally, I don't like seeing erratic price action like this, like quick down, quick up. You'd prefer price to kind of range and kind of get a bit more normality within kind of how quick it goes. Kind of the ferocity and the velocity is obviously always important to me as to how you trade things. Some people like it. I prefer to I prefer with Bitcoin there to be a little bit more stability in price rather than just like this was capitulation down, quick bounce up. I prefer to range and settle a bit, kind of gather its breath, and then not be as volatile. We do like some volatility, but I'm just kind of not for this type of volatility personally. Some can handle it. I just can't. I just don't like it, but that's just me. Yeah, so some people like these dopamine hits. I don't per se. So for the most part,
real quick, DDT, on the weekly money flow, it crossed over to red, right?
Yes, crossed over red 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. And
3 weeks. No, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah.
2 weeks ago. And just historically, we kind of know what the charts have told us on that, right?
So
right?
So in the last bear run, it happened. The one thing I will kind of point out is where we crossed here, we had already, let's actually go to the market structure chart. So if you look at this is just another chart of mine, right? On the last run, if we go to the weekly, why is this one not got the, sorry, I got the 50%, did I take it off? Yeah, so the 50% line of the last run was at 36,000, right? And I need to take this off. The money flow only crossed after it broke that 50% line. Like a few weeks later, whereas now we've had the money flow cross before we've hit the 50% line. The 50% currently line, if you're looking at like regular 50% fib, is at 70,000. So for the most part, I'm on a logarithmic here, just double checking as well. No, if we've got a logarithmic, yeah, the 50% was at basically 70,000. If you look at the Fibonacci, it's not exactly 50% of the price action, but it's measured as a kind of a calculation. So it's not exactly 50%. So 50% of 120,000 is 60,000 or whatever. 63 is technically 50%, but 50 fib is 70K. So generally, these kind of with money flow crossing red, you cross over the 50% Fibonacci, whether you're looking at on the regular or the logarithmic scale, you generally, that's kind of your DCA zones. If you go back and measure, although the only kind of anomaly is that in like here in 2018, it doesn't quite measure up. So the last two cycles, it's more around that once you cross 50% Fibonacci for the whole move, for the whole bear market bottom to cycle high, and obviously money flow crossing red on the weekly, that's kind of your start to DCA zone.
And from where it crossed red over there last cycle, if you go slide over, so you said it was
That
like
was another
36,
50%. Yeah, it was about
like
36,000.
So, and it went down, as we know, to 15.9, right?
Yeah.
So look, guys, I mean, not all things are equal here, but
It's another 50%.
you know,
57.
the past isn't equal, but it sometimes rhymes, right? We could have a lot further downside action. So when we say, what I was saying, fear and greed, and know where you're at in the cycle, when you have those two and use them together, it's hard to really lose, because on the fear and greed side, it's not like I backed up the pickup truck when this dump happened, right? I just bought some Bitcoin. But come later on, when we're watching these charts and we're watching where we think things should naturally go based on the cycles, based on historical data, what's happened in the past, and you're going to get close. You're not going to be perfect, but you're going to get close. Now, anything can happen. And that's why the technical analysis side, I'm a little different than a lot of the guys. The way I look at it is I use both. I use fundamentals and technical analysis. The true traders, the Alex O's, the DDTs, the lifers, Sammy, like they will tell you, you show me the charts, I will show you the news. And that's from a TA perspective, and it's right on the money. It's right on the money. My own style, because I'm old goat, I'm old. I like from stock days, I like fundamentals. I like fundamentals. So I'm asking DDT these things. Let's look back. Let's look at what happened last cycle and where were we at and what happened. Now we saw money flow went into the red 2 weeks ago. Historically, when money flow goes into the red, not only is that telling you it is a bear market, when anybody 2 weeks ago was still probably questioning, there was a lot of people still questioning. Even in December and November, they were questioning if we were in the bear market, which is fine. But the whole purpose of that is to kind of know where you're at in the marketplace, to build your own thesis so that you can invest the way that you want to invest your money. And this is how you learn. This is how it goes. So good stuff, DDT. Appreciate you.
I got something to add real quick,
Yeah, man.
Billy. I think too, if you look at the daily RSI, so we hit 16 on the daily RSI, which is another pretty good. It's kind of the silver lining in this whole thing, because over history, once we hit that 16, we've done pretty well after that, marking maybe a local bottom. So if this thing holds, it could squeeze to like 80 to 86, and we could get another rollover and come down. But that's just speculation, not financial advice. But I just wanted to point out real quick that the RSI hitting a bottom right there is a sweet spot.
Yeah, for a macro, what did it do on a weekly DDT RSI?
I don't use it, but currently,
Okay.
if we're looking at technically on the weekly on the dual RSI,
29 for the weekly.
Well, it depends on the
Yeah.
RSI that you're looking at, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the RSI markets up B is at about 9
Yeah,
currently on the weekly.
and it
But-
hit as low as 5, I think, already. So, and it's done that a few times.
On
So
the
daily's
weekly,
looking
Dave?
for a bounce, but on the daily.
Yeah.
So the daily is looking for a lackluster bounce, but the weekly is calling for much lower.
Hmm.
Right there. Is that
Yeah, the
Pretty good,
weekly is
right?
still saying further downside at this point. We've got to see how the
green
weekly
dot on the
closes.
daily will give you a lackluster, but the money flow
yeah.
even on the daily says lower.
Yeah, we got it. I still think this needs another week. We do need to range. I'm a stickler for price chilling. I'm a stickler for price settling first before kind of the next move, and the move has just been too much down for me for this week. So generally, I did try to catch a few knives, kind of a few long scalps. But what I would prefer here is for this just to form a range. So obviously we are in a volume profile, and there is a volume profile locally between 60 and 70K. But even if we had to go into like the 1 hour here and then just kind of start building a range, even if it's just this, right? Do something like this, at least for like a week, 2 weeks, however long it is, just let price chill for a bit, right? And although obviously with the big sell-off, like a lot of oscillators already bottomed, it doesn't mean you still can't go lower, but something like this would appease me a bit more than kind of price just jeeting back up and leaving all of this, because basically obviously you got all the short side imbalance here where it will take all the liquidity and all the short liquidations or stops above, but also as well you've kind of got imbalance here because you bounce quite quickly below, so it's got to fix somewhere and it's got to find balance somewhere, as to how we trade and how I trade with the volume profiles. So yeah,
Amazing. Yeah.
it's not as if so locally, yes, I think we probably have found a bottom at 60k, but I'm just saying that we hopefully will just range a little bit and not be kind of too volatile up and down. Now it will kind of find its feet a little bit before the next move, basically.
Yeah. Excuse me. If I was to make a wager, Jimmy, I would wager that Bitcoin's definitely going to go lower this year before before we see the bottom. That would be just my worthless opinion. What would be your worthless opinion, Jimmy? Is like from that 60, what would you guess based on historical data and based on how you think about things?
Well, I mean, kind of after discovering, was that on the X Space this past Tuesday? I think it was. That I was looking at the chart and the price of Bitcoin election day 2020
okay,
essentially was about the bottom in 22.
so around that 15.5, 15.9.
Correct. I mean, you could say that, yeah, 15.3, 15.4.
Yeah,
It was like right at 15 on election day. Then you fast forward to this one, and I mean,
it
try
was
to
like at
apply the same
67.
logic, right?
It was like
I
at
mean,
67, right?
Like election day was
5th of November.
5th of November. I mean, I guess it depends on whether you say opening price or closing price.
Oh, we'd
The
always go with
opening
the
was
close.
69. The
What a
high
close.
was 76.
69 and the high was 76 on the same day. So
Yeah.
the close would be you said 69? I thought it was 67. I guess it
Oh, I'm
depends
sorry.
on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Open
yeah.
was 67. Close was 69. My
Okay.
cursor jumped over to the
Okay,
Wednesday.
yeah. So 67 then would be the low, yeah. And we already beat that. We already went beyond that. So that's another
A
thing.
little bit.
Yeah. And that's one where I say it kind of rhymes, but it's not exact. Because if you asked me 2, 3, 4 months ago, I was saying 65, 67 would probably be the bottom.
I mean, I
Because
got a
of that.
couple of lines drawn on my chart, and ideally, I'd love to see it down in the 40s. I'm not scared to buy in the 60s.
Not
If
at
it gets
all.
down to the 40s and the 30s,
Shout out to trend lines.
Yeah.
it's going to be going
So-
crazy.
Everyone who looks at the Fibonacci's 39,000 is a 786, and that's
Okay.
generally where we've bottomed in, around that area, right? Maybe just below it as well. But for the most part, there's an old volume profile from the all-time high of 2021 range between 36 to 69,000, which has a value area low at 30, POC at 48, and then literally the value area high was the 60,000, which we bounced off. I can actually just pull it up quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of that is my lowest this range here. is my lowest kind of this range here. So basically 31, 48, 6. Oh, and this is 58. Sorry. So 31, 31, 48, and 55. But I think Frankie kind of made my volume profile pools are obviously also same thing. Volume profile subjective. So the way that I did this one is just probably not as accurate or kind of as to how Frankie would do it, but kind of in between 55, 54 and 60K is like where we bounced anyway, kind of value area high. But the next basically volume based levels with profile is 48 or 30. So if we fall in that zone as a macro bottom or the bear market, still kind of also lines up with looking back at looking at the 786, which is 39,000. Yeah, that one, 39,189. I have a few Fibonacci's on here, just various ones, but yeah, kind of everything's lining up with profile and Fibonacci for me. But the one thing to that Frankie kind of uses and has taught from previous cycles is that the weekly bull div, the weekly bullish divergence, of which we don't have yet. We still, in the way that the price action has moved, we could get it if this momentum wave turns around quickly. But what I'm thinking of is get a green dot, come up, and then go like that. But this and that movement down means we still have to go up a little bit, get a little bit of a relief rally, then take the low again, take 60K to get the weekly div. So anything, I would say the bottoming still forms within this, anything from say 40 to 60,000 to get the weekly bullish divergence. Because that would be how with Frankie and my strategy that we would see the low or see the bear market low, or kind of try and, it's not that you want to catch the peak or bottom, but kind of have a signal as such, or a confluence that for us would be a high form of confluence to think that a low is either close or we've had it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I agree with that too, and Frankie's really taught me how to use the volume profiles, and it's kind of like the core piece of Frank's instruction, right? Is the profiles, and they work so well. But I'm just saying, from a big picture, I think that we're going to see Bitcoin go lower. I don't think this was the bottom, but it's just
weekly. We have a red dot, right?
Yeah, it's just my worthless opinion. I mean, I'm not trying to throw out a prediction. What I'm trying to do is tell you guys, hey, you guys want to know how does Billy buy his Bitcoin? Well, this is how I buy my Bitcoin: fear and greed, and where we're at in the cycle, and use all of the TA then within that to kind of get me there. And I'm and I could be wrong, 100% wrong. I've been wrong many times. Look, I got a big dot that tells you I've been, but that's how I'm thinking about it. That's the only point. You should have your own plan. You should learn from these people, have your own plan. And it's probably going to work for you the more time you're in the market, right? So with that, we got a ton of stories. Anybody want to, because DDD did bring up the fact that, the Trump dump, I guess is what you said, DT, is kind of a good segue. Because there's been so much positive with the election of Donald Trump's his administration for crypto, a lot of positive, but it says right here, it wasn't supposed to go this way for the crypto industry. President Trump got reelected, vowing to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. And since he retook the office, he has appointed regulators known to be friendly with the industry, while the Republican-led Congress has passed legislation that many critics believe goes too easy on the sector. And at first, crypto soared, right? The value of Bitcoin nearly doubled when Trump was reelected in 2024, and when it reached an all-time high of 126,000 in October of 2025. And then what happened? October 10th came, and to me, it's like the where were you for the old people, the real old people, where were you when Kennedy was shot? For the younger people, where were you when the Twin Towers got hit? When the Twin Towers got hit, like you remember exactly where you were at and what you were doing. It's all these big, huge, like COVID was one for me too. It's like, and you're probably not allowed to say that on YouTube. We're probably going to continue. I don't know. They say you can't say certain words.
But now a word from our sponsor, COVID.
Yeah, and but I remember watching the news and them saying the first case has entered our country, and then it just exploded, and you kind of the whole week there it just started and so with this I remember October the 10th and the Billy Goat Tales team. I think we're all going to remember, because we had a good time that day. We were all together, and we really were not paying attention to crypto whatsoever. But that's a DDT. But if you know, you know. Big bets and big losses. Trump's reelection and investors' optimism about a game-changing era for crypto created excitement, but it also led to the rampant speculation. Many not only traded cryptos, but they also borrowed heavily to scoop up even more crypto. All that borrowing juiced profits when Bitcoin and other cryptos were surging. But as soon as the value of the Bitcoin started falling, the reverse happened. It magnified the losses. The moment that the spark that sparked the decline was October the 10th, when Trump threatened to impose an extra 100% tariff on the Chinese imports on top of a 30% tariff that was already in place. That spooked the traders, who dumped a whole slew of investments from stocks to currencies. And if you remember that day, the stock market, crypto wasn't alone. Stock market did retrace, but it did bounce back. And crypto, Bitcoin really never bounced back from that day. So we also have the Clarity Act that's in the works that is, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. We do have an update from Tim Scott, who's on the committee, happens to be the Republican senator from my state, so I follow him on Twitter. No new news there. They're into the marking up state, going to remark up things. The biggest issue there is the staking rewards. The banks don't want people like Coinbase, companies like Coinbase, to have staking available because they know what's going to happen. Of course, the crypto firms, they want, of course, have staking. So we'll see how that lands. Nobody knows for sure. But I wanted to bring up this because when we're talking about this dump that just occurred last week, did you guys hear about this? South Korea crypto firm accidentally sends 44 billion in Bitcoins to its users. Now, this was on February 7th. This is on the 7th. The exchange had planned to distribute small cash rewards of 2,000 Korean won, $1.37, or more to each user as part of a promotional event, but winners received at least 2,000 Bitcoins each instead, says media reports. Now, imagine that, guys. You look in your wallet and you got 2,000 extra Bitcoin in there.
Go straight to the ledger.
They've recovered 99.7%.
I was getting to that. Yeah, they did recover. In the story, it tells you they did recover 99.7% of the 620,000 Bitcoins, worth about 44 billion at current prices, and it had restricted trading and withdrawals from the 695 affected customers within 35 minutes of the erroneous distribution on Friday. Did you guys even hear about that? Because that,
oops.
Like, what?
Yep, that's just a big oops.
Yep, that's just a big oops. just a big oops. I think it played a role when, it played, there's all these little micro events that are happening. That's why I like fundamentals, not just TA, and that's just me. I like the fundamentals. There's all these little stories. I want to know the why to everything. I don't want to just see the the Fibonacci. I don't want to see just the volume profiles. I want to understand more than that. And that's probably why I will never be an expert trader like Frankie or Lifer, a crypto Lifer, or Jason or DDT. These guys, it's in that technical. I gotta know the why, man. I gotta dig into it. The other thing with this story is, guys, Dave brought this up because it was a glitch. Binance, the story out there, which was this morning, that Binance had a little glitch in their system, and now I guess it's all worked out. Redman, you got the details on that?
No, I thought Dave did.
Or
I thought
Dave?
Dave had the.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it in our stream, but basically what happened this morning with Binance was they halted some of the withdrawals because they had I guess it was a system upgrade or some sort of glitch, which spooked people. And then, of course, social media gets on it and starts saying, oh, people that's been in the space for a while, we think FTX, we think Celsius, we think Terra Luna. When we hear these kind of stuff, we get nervous. Back in the day, remember when Solana went down for the first time, and then it went down again, and it was like within that same year, it kind of went down several times. It was like scary because we're in the beginning of all this stuff, and we're like, this isn't right. It scares it, and it really drastically impacts price. And it's just the volatility of crypto. And so when we hear these things, these exchanges sending out all the 44 billion in Bitcoin, and then they got to stop withdrawals. And then we hear Binance this morning doing the same. It's a little scary, man. It's a little bit scary sometimes.
Yeah. So, there was some insolvency, I guess, some FUD running around about Binance. But they just released their proof of reserves. It says right here, it says Binance released its latest proof of reserves report on February 6th. The key takeaway is that user assets are backed by a ratio of at least 1-to-1. So Bitcoin says right here, 101.4, Ethereum's 102.1, Tether is 101.7, and USDC is 103.5 backed. So they are all backed 1-to-1. It says approximately 155.6 billion total, ranking Binance as the most capitalized exchange globally, according to CoinMarketCap's January 2026 report. So the whole thing about, they're just trying to FUD CZ any way they can. They tried it back when they released the fake document, the cease and desist letter. I mean, you guys remember that, claiming Binance was hiding insolvency, went viral on X. And then it says Binance customer support officially debunked this as forgery with a very active imagination on February 4th. So that was the FUD that came out on CZ. Yeah, they're just continuing to go against this guy because he got pardoned by Trump, and he's got a big bullseye on the back of his head apparently.
Anybody have any thoughts on that? What's your
Just think
thoughts?
the bullseye might be on the front of his head. It may not just be on the back.
Well, I think my personal view, and it's worthless, but Trump's boys, they're into crypto, man. They're the crypto kids, and they own a lot of crypto companies. They're advising his father, we got to go to crypto. And so they knew who CZ was. Donald Trump didn't, but they did. And I think Trump's even on record when he was doing the part of saying, I don't know who this guy really is. I hear he's a good guy, and I hear he's a product of the previous administration's chokehold on crypto, and I'm just gonna we're gonna get rid of that. We're starting a new era, and us we crypto people, we're like, yeah, man, that's great. We don't even know all of the true ins and outs, because I do believe a lot of these guys, whether it's Sam Bankman-Fried or CZ, in the beginning there was no rules. Man left unchecked, with no rules, we're sinners, man. We're going to do the wrong things. We're greedy. We're greedy by nature. We're self-preserving by nature as human beings. So when there's no rules and you say, oh, I can do this and I can make this much money, and why not? That's just what we're going to do. And I think probably CZ in the early days knew that some things weren't exactly kosher, but there was no real rules on it. So why not? I'm going to make my gains. I'm going to, and I think that's what he got wrapped up in. And that's just my humble, worthless opinion about it. And so Trump pardoned him. And now all the haters of the Trump administration, if you got pardoned by him, well, they're going to come after you because, they don't like the Trump administration. And that's politics in my opinion, but can't do nothing about it. So I don't even worry about it. I don't even really think much about it myself. Any thoughts on that, Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's a bigger conspiracy here. I think it was a glitch, and
Yeah.
ain't the first time it's happened. It's happened many a times on
Politics.
many different exchanges.
Oh, that part. Yeah. I don't think there's a conspiracy with it either. Wanted to just to kind of follow up on that story as we're talking about Bitcoin and Trump and all this, just because there was a couple articles on it regarding the Trump era gains. They're making a big deal about the fact, you had a lot of gains, but now we're already lost all the gains that has occurred with Donald Trump. Here it says precious metals and cryptocurrency sold off heavily on January 30th after U.S. President Donald Trump named Kevin Warsh as the next Fed chair. That's another part of the why to me. We have this going on in the United States of America, part of this uncertainty. We have the Clarity Act that's got pushed back, uncertainty. We have the Fed chair, uncertainty. We have gold that was running and silver running, and then they pushed back, and we have economic news that seems to be okay, but then there's underlying news on the economic front that says, no, we're in trouble. I mean, we talked about this before, the whole AI piece, and we got a story on it here later, but look, Amazon cut 15,000 jobs because of AI. We just heard from a lot of these AI tech guys that they're going to slow down hiring because now they can get an AI to do what 10 people used to do. So no matter what, we're in this strange place where AI is impacting the economies, all the world economies, not just America. It's going to take over and impact us at a greater rate and a greater scale, is my humble opinion. So all of this, if you stack it up, and we're in a bear market, and I think collectively we're going to go a little lower. That's my thesis, right? It's just like there's not a lot of there is more clarity than there used to be with the Genius Act and some of the things that they've done, but it's not perfect yet, guys. And I think we're going to go a little bit lower. Any news on your front, Red, with the Clarity Act?
No, we're still waiting on the same things we were a couple weeks ago. And the Clarity Act, I think that was part of this dump, was not getting the Clarity Act passed. I think once people started seeing that this thing is going to take a little longer than they thought, I think they got out of Bitcoin. I think that was another catalyst. But that's my worthless opinion, not financial advice. But that's the way I see things. Is once you get regularity, you get away from the speculation part. And I think that's what people with big money want to see. They want to see us get away from the speculation and get into, okay, now these companies have to report their earnings. I think that's the way this thing works. And as soon as we start doing that, and as soon as we get the Clarity Act passed, I think you're going to see a nice healthy pump out of the crypto ecosystem. But if that doesn't get passed anytime soon, I think we're going to be sitting around and waiting for a little while. So
I think they're saying April now as a timeline to complete everything.
hopefully,
Yeah.
if the Democrats don't block it, and
Yeah.
you know, they're going to play politics, because you got big banks and they're lobbying against this, and they got a lot of money. And like I said last week, we're still fighting this thing tooth and nail.
How much money do they have, Red?
Uh,
Lots of money. They got a lot of money.
gajillions. They got gajillions.
They got a lot. They got a whole lot.
They got a whole lot of money.
Say hello to Steve Hickey's in the chat. I think we said ST.
Melissa.
Neighbors in the chat. Bedell's still here. Good to see you. He's
Wayne
yelling.
C.
He's making fun of Billy's rant. A Band-Aid's in the chat. Good to see you. Maybe a Band-Aid. Real OG right there. A1 Rising. Great comments. Appreciate you for being in there, guys. Please hit the like button. Share it out. Let's get the algo going for us. There is one other thing with this whole Bitcoin crash and what we're going to do, where we're going because of the alts, right? Like we know what Bitcoin did, but these alts, I think Jimmy or somebody said it earlier, 86,000, maybe it's you, Dave, $86 Solana. But here's the truth, man. Ethereum and Solana are getting hit hard. Are these top cryptocurrencies buys or are they dips? Both of the key points here, both Ethereum and Solana are down more than 34% for the year, and the sell-off appears to be intensifying. Now, this article, just so everybody's clear, this was not, when you go by these dates, I think it was yesterday. So things happen in a day, price movement wise. So investors are now questioning the value of layer one blockchain networks, which were once viewed as building blocks for the crypto economy. Buying the dip can be a successful strategy for investors who believe in the long-term growth appeal of layer one blockchain networks. So there was a story out there that was basically saying, now that we have stable coins, we don't need Bitcoin. Literally was saying that, look, Bitcoin was God and king of the cryptos at the beginning, but now that the Genius Act brought in the stables, legalized the stables, that we don't now the government's in. We don't need Bitcoin, and of course that was written by a lopsided author, of course, anti almost like a Peter Schiff type of author, right? But his thoughts on it was interesting, and which was that, think about it, trying to get adoption from using a blockchain, and Bitcoin was the first and the only, and all of the great things that go along with blockchain technology started with Bitcoin, right? And it's been adopted. The technology has been adopted via stable coins across the world. Stable coins was the single biggest, largest growth segment in crypto last year. More stable coins were created and came online and started being used than ever before last year. So is there some truth in that? Let's kick it around the horn, man. The idea being that these altcoins are getting hammered, and a lot of them may never come back, with the idea being that now that we have stable coins, we can on-ramp and off-ramp money. Countries can use it. States can use it. It's going to be hard-coded into the economies of the world, including America. But the Satoshi's, the white paper, it was designed to be used as money. And we have huge OGs that own these companies, just like the young guy owns Strike.
Jack
Mallers.
Jack Mallers even said just last week, right? Guys, we have to start using Bitcoin as payment rails. We have to save it, to make sure that it does get adopted. We have to use it as payment rails. And so put all that together, it's really something to kind of like think on. And what do you think about that? What's your thoughts on that, Redman?
My thing, so Bitcoin is not a form of payment in my eyes. Bitcoin is a store of value. I just don't. It doesn't have the rails. It doesn't have the tech to be used as the same way stable coins are going to be used. For me, it's digital gold, and I'm not seeing any way out of this. The masses are not going to be coming to Bitcoin to pay for an Uber ride. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to sit there and wait 5 to 10 minutes for this thing to clear so you can get in the Uber. It's ridiculous. Now a layer 2, yeah, a layer 2 could definitely work in that instance. But as far as as far as money is concerned, I understand the argument because they want mass adoption. They're trying to get more liquidity into Bitcoin. I get that part. But for me, Bitcoin is a retirement plan, not a looking for a God candle. I'm not looking at the charts thinking there's going to be a God candle anytime soon for Bitcoin. I'm looking at the charts thinking 40, 10, 5, 10, 15 years from now, Bitcoin's going to be $1 million. That's going to be my retirement fund. That's how I look at Bitcoin. I don't look at Bitcoin like it's a payment service at any kind. Call me old school, but yeah.
Yeah, and great comments by A1 and JB Hawk. I get it, and I see Badell in there too. I get it, and I agree. Especially with this, stables aren't decentralized and permissionless, though. Two different things. 100% agree with that statement myself. What do you think, Jimmy? Do you think there's any merit at all to the notion that now that we have stable coins, the governments of the world, it's almost like the XRP argument, right? So if you go to the very beginning, Bitcoin created through the blockchain, Bitcoin was created, right? The technology, the blockchain, Bitcoin was created. Whole new monetary system was what Satoshi wanted, payment system. Okay, then when XRP came along, it was going to be, oh, well, they're part of Ripple. They're already plugged into Swift. We're going to use XRP as the actual token that will be used on the payment rails. But you still had the Bitcoiners like, no, the original like guys of Satoshi's vision. No, that's what Bitcoin is for. That's what Bitcoin's for, is for money, for payment rails. That's what Bitcoin's for. And you have the whole split, big block, small block, Bitcoin Cash emerges. Then you had Lightning Network develop. And I'll never forget in 2022 when Jack Mullers did the whole presentation on Lightning, buying a candy bar and a drink at a convenience store. It was pretty cool. But what do you think, Jimmy? Is there any fear in your mind that, oh yeah, man, if it doesn't become used as a payment rail, like stable coins are going to be used, that it's going to fade out and it's not going to get mass adopted or be less popular? Is there any thought in your mind about that?
None whatsoever. I mean, I guess it depends on what it is you're using. I mean, is stable coins, does it make more sense for business to use stable coins as a payment rail? The answer to that is yes, because it's pegged 1 to 1 to the dollar. You're not going to go to try to pay $1 million bill in a matter of 5 minutes. Now you're only paying $996,000. So I mean, that's not even what Bitcoin was intended for. So why are you even trying to compare it as to a payment rail when you're comparing apples and oranges? Now, from an investment perspective, I mean, if you're looking for slow and steady, well, yeah, put your money in a stable coin and let it grow at 4 or 5%. If you need slow and steady but not insured. It's not like putting the money in the bank and earning 4 or 5%.
Well, and there are now some. We went over it a couple. I think you were out that week, but the charter. Some of the banks have gotten the charter now that gets them the FDIC insurance up to $250,000 on on your stables and certain other cryptos. I'd have to go back to our update on that, but that's live now. Not at the big ones yet, like Wells Fargo, but it's coming. Or it might have been Wells Fargo. Do you remember, Red, which bank we had it pulled up? The bank got approved.
So
really, it's really irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're paying for something, yeah, use a stable coin. You're going to get 1-to-1 value for what you're paying for. I mean, not like paying for something in ETH and from minute to minute, every 30 seconds, you need a different amount to, equate to what the exact amount you're trying to send,
Yeah.
So, yes, that makes sense. I mean, if I'm in business, number one, I'm not selling any Bitcoin. I'm not buying anything with Bitcoin. I mean, that's not even what it was intended for. It's a store of value. We've said it a million times. Everybody knows that. So
it's a
why don't
hedge
we
against
write
inflation.
stories about, stuff that's let's write a story why you can't cook with sprinkler heads.
Well, Satoshi.
Satoshi just as dumb.
Satoshi did want it to be used as money, though. Not only
Peer to peer
as money, right? So he did want it to be used as a payment rail, peer to peer. So now that the government's involved, it's we've talked about it a million times. It's like you want mass adoption, you want price go up. Price is going to go up with mass adoption, but mass adoption becomes centralization of some kind. So you have to have rules, you have to have policies, procedures. Mass adoption really means in secret centralization. So you just can't have both, man. You just not truly. If you can, if just the few people that started with Satoshi and had this view and mindset, this philosophy of how to do business the real way without a depreciating dollar, which I think is right on the money. If it wouldn't have grown and just those kind of like-minded people was using it, we wouldn't got to $126,000. The problem is it was and is being mass adopted. And because of that, you got all these big players that are coming in, including governments and BlackRock. And of course, they need rules. And so here we are, outside of Satoshi's vision, in my mind. It is a store of value, but he also wanted a payment peer-to-peer. I'm never going to use my Bitcoin to pay for a candy bar or anything, a motorcycle. Matter of fact, I would sell other things. And I have, right, Jimmy? I would sell other things to get Bitcoin. I wouldn't spend my Bitcoin to buy anything.
Why would you use an asset that appreciates to buy an asset that depreciates?
Exactly. A1, yeah, I don't want Bitcoin to have mass adoption. I want store value. We can use other cryptos for buying everyday goods and services. Stables are fine for me with that, but let the interest be there. Yep, I got you. I got you, man. Good stuff. And Mike says 100%, Brad, man, 100%. Yeah, any thoughts on that, DDT? You got any thoughts on the idea that there's articles, there's people, there's interest groups out there that are basically saying Bitcoin, now that we have stables, is unnecessary. They're the gold people. They're the Peter Schiff type of people. That hey, we have gold for gold. We have stables now, which is a great payment rail. They admit that the blockchain is a great way to transact. But now they're saying, now that we have that, what do we need Bitcoin for?
But
That was on
Bitcoin is just
CNBC.
Yeah, it's for me. It's just another. Obviously, core principle of Bitcoin is it's deflationary. There's only 21 million coins, so that's obviously the best thing. Similar to gold, finite supply, right? So, investment vehicle, deflationary, and that type of thing kind of gives it a kind of investment, more of an investment kind of category of investment than and then using it for payments. Generally, with the stablecoin acts and all these things with stablecoins being widely accepted for payment, the benefit of that is obviously the speed, a transaction, also fees. So obviously, if I send something on Swift, a few days, and then you have to like sign a piece of paper and acknowledgement from both parties where the money's coming from, anti-laundering, all this type of stuff. With stable coins, it's yeah, you could probably go from the other side of the argument as well and say, yeah, they probably think you're doing some dodgy transactions. But if everything is pre-vetted and you can send stable coins between bank accounts, then obviously there is kind of the AML and all that stuff already baked into the framework of everything. So it's just speed, fees, call it efficiency, or that type of stuff for stablecoins. But Bitcoin definitely not a payment rail, in my opinion, either. Kind of aligns with what Redman and Jimmy are saying. But the stablecoin thing, payments, ease of use, quick, fast, less fees than Swift. It will definitely kind of, there's obviously two differentiations of each, or kind of the differentiation between each. But yeah, kind of where I'm getting to is just it basically aligns with what Jimmy and Redman are saying, and probably your opinion too, where Bitcoin's an investment and obviously stablecoins just for payments.
Great, JB Hawk. So why would I use stables when I have a credit card I can just swipe and get rewards with? Maybe stables work the back end, but that doesn't matter to me. Yeah, it's really the back end. When you get into the reward side of things, so we already, like, even the merchants and the Visas and the MasterCards and all these guys, they admit that the blockchain rails using stables are so much more efficient and faster and quicker and cheaper. So even the tokenization for AI, like all the AI stuff runs on tokens, and they just build it into, and Jimmy knows more about this than I do. I just know the macro, but back when the web was created and the 402 code, which was basically a syntax code that was saying, hey, this particular transaction needs to have a payment with it. Well, it wasn't really used back in Web 2 stuff, but it was built into the architecture of that, and now being merged with these agents, they're basically, every time you call it up, a small little piece of token transaction is being utilized. So behind the scenes, Visa, MasterCard already done the math. They know it's a lot cheaper to use stablecoin rails. And that's why they're all going that way. The world's going that way, right? Because it's more efficient, it's faster, it's cheaper to use. And so on the reward side, I don't know how they're going to do that. What Jimmy was talking about specifically is, hey, if you got a wad of money, you're in a bear market, you want to put it in stables and make your 4 or 5%, slow and steady. You can do that, right? And I think
if you're trying to preserve capital, yeah, that's what you want to do.
Yeah. The way the world is changing so fast right now between crypto, blockchain, stables, AI is just truly is a great time to be alive in my mind. There's just so much stuff happening day by day. But as far as the technology, like all the masses, Legacy has already admitted it's just the faster, more efficient way, and they're going there. They're going there. So we'll see what happens. I did want to bring up because we just seem to run out of time. I did want to kind of pivot a little bit. We are talking about AI, but I think this really segues into crypto too. Elon Musk merges SpaceX with xAI at a 1.25 trillion valuation. And we all know a little bit about this because it's been in the news. But Elon Musk's aerospace company, SpaceX, has acquired his artificial intelligence business, xAI, in a 1.25 trillion merger that consolidates part of Musk's empire as SpaceX prepares to go public this year. Now, I saw Big Pomp, Anthony, say that he got some. He's on the pre-call list for getting some IPO for SpaceX IPO. It's like, wow, man, that is going to be a super huge IPO. To get yourself some allocation of that is going to be awesome, I think. The two companies announced the deal on Monday in a statement on SpaceX's website, saying the merger would form the most ambitious vertically integrated innovation engine on and off Earth. With AI, rockets, space-based internet, direct-to-mobile device communications, and the world's foremost real-time information and free speech platform, which he's talking Twitter there. SpaceX, one of the world's most valuable private companies, will gain xAI properties such as its Grok chatbot and the social media platform X. The acquisition comes as Musk has pursued plans to put data centers and solar-powered satellites in space as means of powering artificial intelligence. So what he's talking about there is being able to launch, and with their new spaceship that's coming on late this year or next year, they're going to already be able to launch, I can't remember the exact number, but if you could launch 5 satellites the old way, you're going to be able to launch like 100 with this ship. So they're just going to spin out these satellites that actually are generated by the sun. On one side of them, the sun's hitting it. On the other side of it, there's nothing. There's no resistance. It's almost like 0-point energy. There's no resistance. So it's so efficient because you got no atmosphere. So you have the sun coming in, lighting that up, storing that energy, and being able to power everything. It's super, super economies of scale, cheap. And that's what they're working on. And Elon Musk is putting all of this together under one roof. It's just incredible. And meanwhile, Tesla is being a part of its lines are being converted to create those robots. I mean, this guy is like all over the place. I mean, I think he has this great, big, grand vision. And of course, we know he's pretty much pro crypto. I mean, his son's in the Dogecoin, and he was one of the first Tesla to accept Bitcoin as payment for a Tesla. So I mean, he's on the front end of this engine with us, generally speaking. I just think this is massive news for crypto, for technology, for AI, and for the world. What's your thoughts on this, Redman?
Well, I mean, I think the big thing here is, Tesla being sidelined right now. It says Tesla's remained separate for now, while Tesla invested $2 billion in xAI last month. A full merger would face massive shareholder dilution, estimated at 45%, and regulatory hurdles that Musk likely wants to avoid before the SpaceX IPO. I was listening to a little bit of a podcast this week while I was driving to work, and the guy was saying something like, if you get into the SpaceX IPO, it's going to cost you 50 grand, but that 50 grand can turn into 125 million. That's crazy evaluation. And I thought I just started laughing when I heard that, because that's got to be like a million X. That's just, I don't know. These are, seeing the valuation at 1.25 trillion, to me, it's so much money I can't even really think about it. Like, it's just enormous. And Elon's just getting bigger by combining everything together, and I think it's great for him. I think it's great for his employees because they're going to really benefit from this merger, big time.
Yeah. And here's A1 Rising saying you can get a piece of the SpaceX IPO. Just invest in the DXYZ and a few others that hold SpaceX private shares. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that, I don't know how that works. Like back in my day, like you had to, we didn't have all these ETFs and stuff, of course, but back in my day, like if you had, like I've gotten a couple IPOs and my son even got an IPO, but how did he get the IPO? Well, he got the IPO because he's part of the medical system. The medical system had been beta running this thing on a private layer for years and years and years. He was a user. So he was in the inside circle, right? And that's pretty much how I got my IPOs. Long time investor, accredited investor, and brokerage house firm for 20 years. And they, you know, it's you end up in that circle somehow, some way, and you get lucky enough. I'm happy for Pomp, and man, if there's a way to back in to kind of have some sort of conglomerate shares that have a piece of the private piece of SpaceX, great, man. I didn't know that. That's good information. I'll check that out. But what's your thoughts on all this, Jimmy? Generally speaking, of SpaceX and XAI.
Well, I mean, you know, Tesla has the technology. Matter of fact, Tesla had the technology 10 years ago. I mean, I was privy to some information and can tell you they can charge a battery from here in the United States all the way over in Africa right now. They can do that right now. So I have to imagine that these things that they're launching are probably playing into that in some way, shape, or form.
Wow.
You know, the satellites launching, I don't know, maybe it's an easier way because essentially they use a very, very low frequency. They shoot it into the earth and it basically bounces. If you had to draw it, it bounces between the layers of the crust of the earth. It was like really, really interesting technology. So this is a way for them to actually not have to build power plants, but yet power a village in the middle of the jungle somewhere.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's really amazing. It's amazing tech. And the stories I've read or the information I gather, it says it's just so much cheaper and so much cost effective to put those satellites up there, collecting the energy from the sun, beaming it back down and using it than the way that we're like, it's almost like the way we're doing electricity now is the analog way, and we're getting ready to go to the digital way of using power. And Elon is on the front end of that. Clip that. That was a good little soundbite right there, huh? I don't even know where that came from. That's a God thing. Jimmy, I didn't know that. How long? So do you own Tesla, Jimmy?
No, I don't. This was through normal business channels.
Yeah. Okay.
That.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy and
All
I
I can say.
Jimmy and I've at different times have been like, man, we need to invest some money in something. We've come up with all different kinds of ideas over the years, and we've always, in the end, just ended up settling on, well, let's just put it in Bitcoin or Ethereum. You know, Bitcoin and Ethereum mostly, Solana a little bit, but this right here, this is something that I'd be definitely interested in putting some money in. I think he's got this under control. I think it's just going to be massive for the world, and I think it's going to be massive, a massive investment for people that that get into it as well. You know, a lot of these AI CEOs, whether it's Anthropic or even Meta, it doesn't matter. They are all competing with each other in some form or fashion, right? And working to be first, be a first mover in some area. And you just don't know where this thing's going to go. But if I had to bet on all of them, I think I'd probably bet on Elon, because he seems to, like, I really think that all this money that has come into AI, into that industry, I think we are 100%, my worthless opinion, this is absolutely a bubble, and it is absolutely going to pop. And the reason I feel that way is because, number one, I've seen this before in my lifetime. I participated in this before in my lifetime. Same type of energy, as far as the same type of movement, same type of flying high and feeling just money floating everywhere. And it was, of course, the dot-com bubble that I participated in. And we have just dumped trillions into AI, front running the idea that we're going to be profitable. These companies, we're going to be profitable. When we get this, and this, we're going to make a ton of money. And I've seen that before. It's like there's always a winner, of course, a couple winners, but most of them are losers. And it's just like a scary proposition. Therefore, if you have to pick, I'm looking at a guy like Elon, and I'd say he'd be my horse that I'd have to go with if I had to pick between, say, the 5 big ones. Don't know if that's going to play out that way or not, but it seems like this guy has got a plan, a bigger plan, well thought out, light years ahead of our thinking. And it's all part of a map. It's all part of a sequence that he's building that's maybe some people are in the know on and some people aren't. I don't know. But it certainly feels like that. Any thoughts on that, Dave Digital? You're muted, my friend.
Yep. Historically, it's not been a bad play to bet on Elon, so it just makes sense. What he thinks like none of us think, when it comes to compounding or building businesses or making money. Obviously, he's better at that than all of us. He's got the scoreboard leaderboard. So I think it's always a good bet if you're just looking at financial reasons to bet on Elon.
Yep, I agree with that. The Redman, any thoughts on that? Or then we'll go to DDT.
No, I'll yield my time.
You don't have any piece on it.
Where are we at? The dang house floor?
We're on the house floor.
DDT's probably got some. No, I said what I needed to say about Tesla not being linked in this merger, but yeah.
DDT's about to filibuster.
Flip that.
Yeah. Probably same sentiment, so not much value added here. But yeah, Elon's too clever for his own good. I think that's a good thing. He would have very clear, very intricate plans as to how he's implementing everything and kind of developing and kind of outlaying the whole framework for XAI and Tesla going forward. So yeah, I wouldn't bet against him kind of doing things that are ingenious in a way, which he really has done with Tesla. So if XAI or SpaceX or whatever it is, the other projects that companies that he runs or is the biggest shareholder in, kind of is of any importance kind of and value here, then obviously, yeah, his plans for them going forward will kind of, yeah, they'll far exceed and kind of outweigh what we could think is possibly achievable. Yeah, he's very innovative in kind of how he does things, and yeah, so can't bet against him.
Yep.
Yes. I mean, some people play chess or checkers. Some people play chess. Some people play 3D chess and 4D chess. Elon's playing AlphaGo. It's just totally different what he's doing.
Yeah. He's a great thinker, and he's proven that for sure. So we only have 10 minutes left, and we have, I'm going to let the chat pick. So, chat, we have two stories. One, we wanted to talk about is Epstein Satoshi? Or two, crypto.com, their CEO just launched a platform to mainstream for personal AI agents. We got the data on each one of those stories, but we're out of time. So we're going to hit one of them. So A, do you want to talk about Epstein, or B, do you want to talk about this platform to mainstream crypto.com's platform for mainstream
And
personal
while
AI agents?
Yep, and while they're putting A or B in the chat, we'll get one more word from our sponsor.
Billy Goat Tales.
Billy Goat Tales.
Billy Goat Tales.
Billy Goat Tales.
What is your favorite YouTube channel?
Billy Goat Tales. Hashtag Givers Gain.
Find Billy Goat Tales on YouTube every Sunday. Hashtag Givers Gain.
You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So I see some B's here. B's.
Nobody, everybody's tired of Epstein.
Yeah, good. Let's go with the B's. All right, guys. So this is pretty interesting, especially for us in crypto, right? Because it kind of blends into what we were just talking about with AI and the AI agents. But a new artificial intelligence platform founded by crypto.com. Man, those guys, I got to get back into my crypto.com. I mean, I got it from 21. And when all that, I just never got back into it. I even have the crypto.com card. But they just really seem to be solid. New artificial intelligence platform founded by crypto.com co-founder and CEO aims to make it easy for consumers to generate and deploy a personal AI agent. I can hear that, Dave. You might want to mute. The platform AI.com will launch Sunday, February 8th. So here we go. What is today, guys?
Yeah, he's gonna have
What is today?
the 8th Super Bowl.
After being featured in a Super Bowl commercial on the same day, the company said in a Friday, February 6th press release, with AI.com, anyone will be able to generate a personal AI agent and have it complete tasks on their behalf, such as organizing work, sending messages, executing actions across applications, and building projects according to the release. No technical knowledge needed. Users will be able to have these agents do things like trade stocks, automate workflows, organize and execute daily tasks, just making them also useful for you, the user. That's what the release said. Each agent will be private, permission-based, and fully under the user's control, according to the press release. So, I don't want to read this word for word. This is pretty big news for crypto.com. It's pretty big news for the AI industry. It's pretty big news for the blockchain industry. If you're watching the Super Bowl tonight, you're going to see this ad. If you're a crypto.com user, you probably already knew this. It was coming. What's your thoughts on this one, Jim?
Well, I mean, I just went and checked, and it's not a commercial on the predictive markets on Coinbase, unfortunately, because I was going to place a bet if it was.
Jimmy's thinking, "Ooh, can I place a bet?" I guess, yeah, they probably wouldn't. I don't know if it's a press release.
They got OpenAI and they got Perplexity AI, but not them.
Okay.
Ooh, that'll be interesting to see about Perplexity. So, they're a sponsor of Joe Rogan. So I wonder if they even need the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, that's how you can make money on
this
it.
kind of sucks on Coinbase. I mean, it's Pepsi, Gemini, T-Mobile, Hims and Hers, Liquid Death, OpenAI, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Coinbase, Netflix, Allstate, Iori, Paramount Plus, Temu, Spotify.
Well, there's a lot of good ones on
AI,
that.
Blue Chew, Sheen, DoorDash, Grok, Nike, Jeep, Nvidia, Athletic Greens,
AG1.
Easy, Anthropic,
Anthropic, yeah.
Tesla, and Zen. That's your choices.
Oh, there's a lot of good ones on there. You know, like, you know, OpenAI, NVIDIA.
I might have to
NVIDIA.
take an Allstate.
Oh, that's pretty much a slam dunk, isn't it? That's got to be a low payout. No, so for the chat,
64 cents on the dollar.
hey Theo, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, man. What'd you say? Let's see what Bedell says. What if I give the AI agent full access and no control? I don't know, brother. Yeah, we're getting into this area.
Tune in Tuesday.
Yeah, tune in Tuesday. So on our X Space, we're going to be talking about that very, very thing. We're talking
So
about.
I do want to make a prediction.
Yeah, go
We
ahead,
will
Dave.
see the largest hack ever now that these agents are actually autonomous, that they're actually doing things. So we will soon see the biggest hack ever.
So soon, you mean this year soon?
Soon. I think way before the end of the year. I think
Yes.
about 90 days.
Yeah.
Are you part of this hack?
Dave Digital. They're coming for you, Dave.
You got to pick your sides, bro. You either get hacked or, you know.
Be hacked. All right. Interesting stuff going on, guys, in the whole crypto sector, in the AI sector. We on Tuesday on our X Space, we're going to be talking about the fact that some of us think that the next bull run is going to be powered by the agents, not us, the humans. Meaning agents doing business with each other is just going to become so commonplace, that it's just part of the fabric of living. And so we won't be transacting business like we used to. The agents will be transacting the business for us on our behalf. And
We may even become a liability.
yeah, I mean, when you really get into generative AI, which in the labs, it's already here. So in the test nets, it's already here. It's not here for us yet, but it's here, which means they're the combination of all the smartest people in the world in one spot, making decisions. What was unique about this, and you can Google this, you can look this up yourselves. It was unique in the test labs, Dave. The AI follows the rules until nobody's looking, and then it does its own thing in the test lab. So it's almost like going back to quantum entanglement, the double slit test. So the molecule reacts one way when you're not looking at it, but when you're looking at it, reacts a whole nother way. And it's what AI is doing. AI is basically following the rules as it's designed, but it's discovering its own ability to self-preserve.
I don't know how much of that's fact or how much of that's actually fiction.
Well, you can look it up. So this is from the
it's back and
Anthropic.
forth.
This is from the Anthropic CEO. So put that in there, and he just released a almost an editorial. So this isn't like this come right from like his proposition about this whole thing. He's a little nervous about it. And so it's going to be interesting to see where this comes from, man, and like where it goes to. I don't know. I'm learning at it every day, like the rest of you guys. I'm certainly no expert at this by far, but it's certainly interesting to see where all this is going. So we're going to be talking about that on Tuesday on our X Space. Also, Dave, I think we got to remind the group here, the 30 people that's watching us on X and YouTube, about our new book that's coming up within a month or so.
All right.
Hi Hi, Billy Goat Tales family.
Are you ready for a blockchain story with bits and blocks? Coming soon!
So for those
Yeah, I mean,
we write children's books, right? And so we have 2 already launched. Jimmy's written the 3rd one, and these are crypto-friendly children's books. So they're books designed for your kids, 7, 8, 9-year-old kids, even younger, 3, 4, 5. So we're trying to just do our part in trying to educate children and to be safe and to understand crypto. So we're excited about that. That's part of our ethos here at Givers Gain, Billy Goat Tales. So it's a fun project. I'm really proud of Jimmy. It's going to be awesome to see people reading this and putting in their children's hands. So looking forward to that. That's coming at the end of the quarter, the end of this first quarter. So we're excited about that. And with that, Dave, our
sorry, Billy. I thought the pause was it. When you said with that, Dave, I thought you were ready.
I was just going to ask if we were at the closing bell yet or not. So
We are. Does DDT have his?
Yeah,
There it is.
pretty much.
Back it up.
Pretty much.
let's hit that first, then we'll go to Jimmy's final thoughts.
Yeah, so weekly close on Binance BTC, I mean, Binance, Bybit BTC USD at 244.8. And yeah, kind of this weekly money flow or weekly momentum wave is anchored a bit better now. So we should get some clarity on this anchor wave here, whether we kind of go sideways. If we just range in between on this candle, kind of for the next week, then we should hopefully get a push off and get a green dot. But yeah, it's an okay structure wise. It's an okay candle or candlestick wise. Quite a decent pin bar or bullish doji, however you want to look at it. You can see obviously it's more bullish than bearish, although we did drop quite a bit this week or previous week now. So yeah, looking okay.
Green is green.
Green is still red, but it's a pin bar at least, rather than full-bodied candle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you blow that up for a second, DDT? Is there a way
Wait
for you
tell
to?
stories, bodies don't lie.
It's a little spot. Little spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, wick test, you was 59 to 70. Yeah, 60 to 70. You're probably looking like 50% of this wick's about 65,000. Which, anyway, if anyone was paying attention, which I probably didn't get to, is I've got it marked out anyway at like 65 to 66 as a level. If we come back down and then start pushing up, so it's just something to watch for this week. But
Amen.
All in all, what turned out to be a pretty much not so good week for price action has kind of turned around slightly and given us a little bit of hope at the end of the day, or the end of the week.
Yep. Well, okay. Thanks for that, DDT. Now we can do Jimmy's final thoughts.
Cards and Legos and Legos and cards. What is a handsome man like me supposed to do?
Dave's thrown in the kitchen sink.
You done, bro?
Looks similar on the thing. They got that blue in there. That's all I saw.
Uh-oh.
Jimmy.
I think. Go ahead, Jim.
I don't have much.
Oh, your audio is breaking up really bad, bro.
Is it?
Perfect timing.
New England's up 3-0.
Oh, the game started already?
Yep, we're in the first quarter, 6 minutes left.
I can't believe we got these hardcore crypto members in here with us. We appreciate you.
You know they got the game on the other screen.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hell yeah.
We love you, fam.
But no, I don't have
What
much.
network is it on?
I'm not watching it on network.
Oh,
We had a
MVP.
few pretty cool pulls here over the last week. Show a couple of them.
Got the one touch.
Got a stack of them. There you go. Yeah, we got this one, nice little color blast. This was out of the University of Texas NIL cards that they came out with here. Nice little Quinn Ewers auto. Nice little Earl Campbell
Oh
auto.
man, going way back.
Well,
How
the
much is that
dual.
Earl Campbell auto, man?
I don't think it's that much. It's probably
Okay.
like $50 or so. This is where things get interesting. Pulled this auto of this chick. She's one of the top players on the Texas basketball team. And then in the very next box, but dang,
Wow.
one of one.
one.
Nice hit.
And then we got this little jewel. That's about a $10,000 card probably now that he won Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
How much?
Tyler Show. He's
10,000.
out of that's out of 4. What does that say on the back? I can't even see. Out of 5. My bad. 5 of 5.
You're saying that's like a
Here.
$10,000 card?
Yep.
Wow. Oh, Taco Berry gonna love that one.
We'll probably send that one off and get it graded.
Oh yeah, get that thing graded, man.
More than likely. But
That's
yeah,
so
man.
exciting.
I mean,
Man.
we had a good week. That was our third one of one in the last 2.5 weeks. Pulled off Apollo Ono Olympic card 1 of 1. I've actually got a bid to buy that one back. And then we pulled 1 of 1 of a Syracuse player. I don't remember who it was, out of it was Bowman Best or it was Bowman Chrome. I don't remember which one. But a lot of fun.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Well, we see you grinding over there, and more importantly, it looks like Taco Berry's having a good time doing what he's doing with you, and it's always fun to watch you guys, father son.
Yep.
You know, it's just great. I stop in as much as I can, say hi. I'm definitely going to buy some of those crypto cards. So that for you guys in the audience, the chat, he has crypto cards too available. So, and
Yep,
what's
we
in
did a
the
big crypto break last night.
Oh man, you gotta text me when you're doing crypto breaks, dude.
Yeah,
Just
we
text
did
me.
4. We did 4 boxes of the currency 5, no redemptions, and actually the gems weren't even low numbered. They were, I think, the lowest numbered one was at like out of 75. The other ones were like 299 and 199. But one of our community members sold his gem yesterday. It was out of 15 and it sold for like $178.
Oh.
I think he paid $40 probably to get in the break.
Look at that. All set says Fox Live is talking about Bitcoin right now. Love that. No, Jimmy, anytime you're pulling the cryptos, call text me, dude. I'll come in there and swing in and throw some down. I want to get in the running to maybe get one of the
Well, the cool thing too is Cardsmith has a tracker, a Bitcoin tracker on their site now. And there were 5 whole Bitcoins out of the Series 5. Only 1 has been redeemed.
Oh, wow.
So there's still 4 to be had out there.
And how much is the box? $40?
Like 119
I was way off.
on the megas.
Is the megas where you could get the whole Bitcoin?
Megas are going to be the one. No, you can get redemptions in either. This is just a collector box.
That's a
you only
hanger,
get
right?
1 or 2 packs in the collector's box. This is the mega. You're guaranteed a gem in the mega boxes. you're not guaranteed a gem in the collector boxes, but you got a better chance at pulling a redemption out of collector boxes.
I hope
Ever
they're
so
going to be at the
slightly.
show again.
Yeah.
As far as I know, yes. I mean, that's how I get all my. I mean, the guy that we talked to at the show is the guy that gets me all my cards. So I
Yeah,
just
that's
email
awesome.
him, and he sends me an invoice, outside of their system, and I pay for them direct.
Jimmy, working angles always, man. It's so cool that you made that come to fruition. Love it, man. Love it. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us at Billy Goat Tail, especially on a Super Bowl Sunday. But Badell, all you guys, Jesse, always all set. We love you guys. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your support. Who else? Dark Crashes, of course, with us in and out. A1 Rising, good having conversation with you. You too, Hawk. We appreciate you. Let's see who else we got in here. It's a little slower show. Of course, DDT, you're always welcome on our stage, brother, forever. Frankie Candle's Mafia member. Mike, good to see you. Oh, we didn't say hi to Wayne. Wayne, it was good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. STL Coin, thank you. Guys, look, we appreciate you. We want to say go watch the Super Bowl, have some fun. We'll see you Tuesday on our X Space. And until then, stay clean, stay healthy.
We are Billy Goat Tail. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goat Tails. We are Billy